Hi, my name is Mark Walker. I'm the editorial director of the FinTech Times, and we're here at Web Summit Qatar. I'm going to start off by asking you to introduce yourself to the audience, please.
I'm Julián Núñez. I'm co-founder and COO at Yuno.
Thank you very much. So, let's start off with, what do you do?
Well, at Yuno, we basically connect merchants, companies with all the payment ecosystem, with payment processor, with acquirers, with anti-fraud solutions, so they can basically seamlessly enable new payment methods in new regions, in new countries they are not operating now, or even if you're operating in a region, you can turn on the different new payment methods that are coming up every day.
Fantastic. And so whereabouts did you start, geographically speaking?
We started in Latin America, actually. With my co-founder, we used to work at Rappi. That is basically the largest delivery app in the region. And we had that problem there. Like, we basically struggle connecting all the different payment methods in Latin America, in 10 different countries. And we saw that many other companies were struggling with the same thing. And they were actually creating infrastructure to connect to all those different providers and maintain those connections. So that's Yuno, basically. We started in Latin America, and then our customers started to ask to serve them in other regions, like Southeast Asia, like Europe, like the US. So we started to expand, and now we are operating in basically all over the world. We have transactions in 60 plus countries, and we have a team based in basically all the continents in the world.
Obviously, we're dealing with all of these different regions around the world. How have you as an organization gained your knowledge of the various different payment processes in each region?
It's actually pretty challenging. At the beginning, we got to hire people who was really expert in their continent, in their region. And right now we have people who is really good understanding payment landscape in each region. But we had to use, for example, artificial intelligence to basically feed a model that help us internally to understand, for someone who is based in Brazil, what to do in Indonesia, for example. So we use these tools to gather all the knowledge we have internally and to access to it very easily. And we also have local experts everywhere. So if we have a large company working with us in China, I don't know, and they want to work in Spain, probably we have someone there based literally in Spain that understands all the dynamics of the Spaniard market and is able to give them all the knowledge they have.
It might be a difficult question to answer. With all the regions that you're currently in, what's the most complicated payment system in what country?
Wow, it's difficult. I would say that in Latin America, we have many challenges because there are many payment processors that are legacy players that have been there for many, many years. And normally the technology, it's pretty old. So it's very challenging to connect to them. It's very challenging to understand, for example, the decline reasons and understand how to improve the approval rates. It's pretty challenging in Latin America in general. And I think that's an advantage for us because we started in that region.
You start in the worst place,
exactly.
Not the worst place, as in the most complicated.
Exactly, the most complicated regarding payments.
Yeah. And so, obviously, we're here in Qatar. What's brought you to Qatar and to this region?
Basically, I think we are here because of our customers. We have customers all over the world, and our customers, some of them have operations here in the Middle East, and they have asked us to come here to help them to solve their problems regarding payments here. And that's why we are opening an office here in Qatar. We think the Middle East is a huge opportunity. It's a market that is not huge right now, but it's growing at a double-digit growth rate every year. And that's incredible. That's super exciting for us, and I think it's mainly, and also because we see this as a talent hub. So we really think we can attract great talent here to work for the region and also globally.
Yeah, I guess one of the great things also here is that you also have quite a fragmented payment system. So you have some similar challenges that you've had in other markets that your system can help overcome.
Exactly, and we see many companies that are trying to enter to this market, or even companies that are in Qatar but want to expand to different countries all over the world, or even in the region, and they need to face the fragmentation of the payment market, even going to close countries in the same region. So we are here basically to help them and to get them connected to all the payment ecosystem all over the world.
And obviously, is this the first time you've been to Web Summit Qatar?
Yes.
So what are your impressions of the summit?
I've been at Web Summit in Rio, and I think this is incredible. This is my first time here in Qatar and in the Middle East in general. So I've loved the scene so far. I saw many startups, and I really like that. I think in a few years, many of those startups are gonna grow and are gonna become the next big companies, not just in the Middle East, but probably in the world. So I really like that, and I really like also the government trying to encourage entrepreneurship and startups. I think that's super important for the ecosystem, and I think it's gonna be very important for the region and for this country.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me at the FinTech Times.
Thank you so much, Mark.